Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this evening's Big Rivers Conference boys soccer match between the Hudson Raiders and the Menomoine Mustangs here at Hudson Middle School in cloudy, cold, rainy Hudson, Wisconsin. I'm Chuck Bublitz. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're looking forward to a wet and therefore probably fast and exciting game of boys soccer. Should be interesting. Hudson on top of the Big Rivers Conference boys standings, but coming off a 2-game losing streak, their toughest stretch of the year, having lost this last Friday to Middleton in non-conference play. A strong team from a little bit farther east, and then surprisingly last night to New Richmond 2-0 in New Richmond, which probably was not in Hudson's plans when they scheduled that non-conference opponent. So fortunately for the Raiders, they've got an opportunity here to bounce right back against the Mustangs and get back on the winning track. The Mustangs not having as much success this year, more towards the bottom of the Big Rivers Conference tables. So it's the big dogs against the up-and-comers, or the want-to-be up-and-comers, and we'll have to see if Menomoine is going to be able to pull off an upset and extend Hudson's losing streak. As you heard, at least one change from the earlier starting lineups. Typically, we've got a Jack Gallagher playing in goal for the Raiders, and tonight it is Corey Denning. So the freshman getting an opportunity here from the opening whistle to impress and support his team. Hudson coming out getting ready. Menomine's already on the field. They're prepared. And we are just seconds from getting underway. Menomoine looks like they are going to start with the ball. Hudson will defend. Hudson going from right to left, Menomoine left to right. Hudson in the home whites and Menomoine wearing their maroon and black kits. Some concern maybe about the air pressure in the ball. Center ref looking like he's going to switch it out with the athletic trainer there, serving as, at this point in time, a fourth official. Or maybe looking for the pump. Interesting to see how Hudson reacts after, especially last night, a difficult game. Number of players served yellow cards for dissent. Number of important key players took portions of the game off due to the yellow cards that they received, and so you'd expect them to come out hungry tonight to get back on the right track here and get their season with about 8 games left, heading towards the playoffs in positive fashion. Looks like everyone's now satisfied. The Menomoine captains are ready to go here in the center circle, and we're underway. Looking to go right away, direct over the top. Sean Mountain shepherds that out and throws it in right away. Dylan Ferreira in the back. Head up, looking around, over to Alex Lean. Alex Lean takes a touch, got some high pressure, playing it back in their box. Looking for, there's Griff Zacharias over to Chase. And looks big, it's not on. He plays safe to Sam Schultz. Sam Schultz then right away is over the top. Looks like Willie Douglas was in an onside position. George Newton chasing the ball down. It's a foot race. First touch around the defender. Shielding him into the corner. Looks, splits the defenders to Willie Douglas, checking the ball. Back to Prater. Prater takes a left-footed shot, lines it up, and not under too much pressure, but isn't able to get his body over the ball. Sails it over the net for the first goal kick here. We're 1 minute into this game between the Menomoine Mustangs and Hudson Raiders. Goal kick Menomoine. Nice opening sequence from the Raiders. They won the ball right away. They were able to work it around the back, up the field, switched it, and were able to get a shot off, just unable to put it on frame. A short goal kick and picked up right away by Sean Mountain. He's unable to win the ball back, though. Nice recovery there. Good position. He and Prater working well together. George Newton takes the ball. He looks his head up. Back to Zacharias, takes it nicely over to Prater. Prater looks to split the defenders through and can't connect there, but over the top to Willie Douglas in the center, playing center forward there, just can't quite control it. The ball bounces rather harmlessly into Tyler Burr's hands there. He covers it, punts it up, and punt unable to clear either. Griff Zacharias, just misfires on it, and that settles to number 7, Isaac Arnstedt. Now Menomoine playing it back, possessing the ball, head up. Oh, great pressure by Douglas. He just picks his pocket, takes on one, takes on two, splits him. He's into the box, looking, lines up the shot low, looks to cut it back. Great job defensively, but Willie Douglas picks it back up, looks to cut again, take on 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defenders there. It's a mess of Menomoine players, and Prater somehow comes through with it. His head up. Oh, what a great idea. Really just slotted it through there. Fantastic look. Just unable to connect with Zach Biederman there on the right. Really liked the look. The defense was flat. He recognized it, and the run just wasn't on there. Prater now over to Chase Daniels. Excuse me, Chase Blackman. Goodness gracious. Apparently I'm confusing former Missouri quarterbacks with Hudson Raider soccer players. Dylan Ferreira cuts it back inside, splits to Newton, and if we can see through the umbrellas there. Hudson at the opening phases, possessing it nicely. And each possession has resulted in some opportunities. Oh, there's another ball over the top by Blackman, right into the goalkeeper's hands. Mr. Burr has been extremely busy here in the early going, as Menomoine is just basically unable to get the ball out, but Hudson really hasn't yet, 3 minutes into the first half, been able to convert. Zacharias takes a stab at it, falls to Prater. Prater looking for Newton. Unable to connect, but the ball falls to Newton again. Head up, looking to take on one defender, cuts it back, drops to Zacharias. Zacharias cuts around. Newton makes a run for him to clear out some space. Nice job there. And Zacharias then cuts his defender, plays to Schultz. Schultz back to Ferreira. Hudson patient on the ball right now early. That's good. Menomine's working hard, trying to keep their defensive shape. Sliding, some gaps opening up on the backside as Hudson moves the ball. Wonder if they're going to be able to exploit that, especially with Blackman's ability to play long. Oh, and there's a dangerous opportunity. Slipped by Alex Lean, flipped right over the ball, and here comes Menomoine on the break. We got a one-on-one. Mountain looking to get in his way. Player falls down. Looks like he just slipped, and that was correctly allowed to play on there by the referee. Thrown right away by Denning to Ferreira, and Hudson's got the ball back in play. Looking to split there to Sam Schultz, and nice job tracking back by the Menomoine forward, but Hudson's still on the ball. Again, working a lot on this left-hand side through Newton, through Mountain, through Prater. Willie Douglas calling for the split. Menomoine pretty well in control there, so he switches it nicely to Blackman. Blackman over to Biederman. He makes a run up the sideline. Biederman plays it then into the space that he created with that run to Zacharias. Zacharias over to Biederman. And now up to Blackman, but out of play. So some nice patience with Hudson early in the early going here. Working the ball back and forth, possessing, finding teammates. They just have not early on been able to find that final pass. You can see the creativity, you can see the idea and the desires there. Keeps up like this, they'll find the back of the net. Menomoine working hard to stay organized, stay compact, deny the space in the middle of the field there for the Raiders, and so far they've been able to do that here. As again, Biederman wins the ball. It looks like he's going to win the first corner kick for the Raiders. As Prater and Douglas go over, they're going to do their two-man routine. Looks like Menomine's sending one, which means they will probably play it short here. Maybe a second player going over. Nope. Looks like probably Douglas will play into Prater, or vice versa maybe. Oh, Douglas taking a long run though. Got a couple defenders up, looking for Griff Zacharias. Gets his head on the ball, and oh, just unable to steer it inside the post. Nicely done there by the Raiders. Great ball by Douglas, and Zacharias did a fantastic job just finding a little pocket of space there, right in the center of the penalty spot. Menomine's probably going to want to challenge those balls if they're going to want to keep a clean sheet. Continue to keep their clean sheet. Zacharias wins the ball again. Hudson just really in control here. Working the ball nicely through the middle of the field. There's the through ball. Can Newton keep it in? Good hard work. Nice little shoulder-to-shoulder challenge. Goal kick Menomoine. You can hear a lot of good positive talk coming from the Raiders. Good sign early on here. Menomine's really going to struggle if their goal kicks can only get about 30 yards out there. Hudson's going to just be able to really pressure them high and keep it in the Menomoine defensive third, really. I mean, with the goal kicks not even getting out of that part of the field, it's going to make it tough for the Mustangs. Blackman looks to go big. Looks like Zacharias there gets a flick on, just a little bit of miscommunication, but Dalius, the ball almost slipped through to him at the top of the 18 there. Ferreira, nice little dipsy-do over the top there to Prater, who controls it, plays nice and secure, back to Blackman. Blackman cuts one defender, looks to play into Douglas, but nice job there by the center backs working together. One stepping in front, the other one on the back. Good job by Sam Schultz. Another one, wins the ball aggressively and takes a shot early, and that's going to be a goal! 7th minute of play. What a fantastic job. Individual effort by Sam Schultz. He steps up to win the ball, fights to keep it, and then buries a shot far post from about 20-25 out. So after
Hudson Raiders, number 9, Sammy Schultz.
So after really 6.5 minutes here of sustained pressure, Hudson finally able to break through thanks to a fantastic individual effort from Sam Schultz. He recognized early, he came in, pressured, won the ball, took a little bit of a strange bounce, but he kept with it, and then loved the aggressive play. His head was up. He set himself up for the shot and really just buried it far post. Tough shot, no real chance for the goalie. And here go the Raiders again. Ferreira takes one touch, able to keep it in play. Nope, unable to keep it in play. Referee's flags up. But you can see he and Douglas were looking right away for that run. Menomoine throwing. And here comes the rain. The question is, will the goals fall as the rain falls? We shall see. Alex Lean on the ball. Swinging it over to Zach Biederman. Great pass there. Back to Blackman. Head up first of all. Nice little combination play. There we go. Nice little 1-2 touch play from the Raiders, and we're being real direct. That's going to fall to Newton. Can Newton keep it in? He's working hard. He's working hard. He looks like he is able to keep it in, and can he win the ball back? No, but Willie Douglas is right there. Takes a little bit of a physical challenge. Checks it back to Ferreira. Coming in for him. Good movement by Hudson off the ball here. Colton Prater. Good talk there. Hudson looks aggressive. They look hungry, and they look capable tonight. Menomine's not able to do much, and I think that's really credit to the effort and the attitude right now of the Hudson players. Sean Mountain back to Schultz. Schultz swings it over to Alex Lean. Ooh, takes a bad touch there. Oh, and is he unable? Ooh, very fortunate that he's able to recover there, and Sean Mountain was in a good spot. Got a little dangerous there. It's tough on slippery nights like this. Griff Zacharias with a quick turn. Players really have to be careful, especially on a little bit of an awkward ball in the back here. Overlap there by Ferreira, and he's going to take it over. Takes one touch, two touch. He's getting aggressively in the box, looks for the end line, and it just runs away from him. There's another case where, as we have a substitution coming for the Mustangs, the wet field can work against you. Just going to be a little bit faster, a little more of a skid than a bounce. First substitution in for the Mustangs. Looks like that's number 11, Luke Lewandowski. For the Mustangs' sake, let's hope he's got something in common with...
Number 11, Luke Lewandowski.
As I was saying, let's hope for Menomine's sake that Luke Lewandowski has a little bit in common with the rather famous Mr. Lewandowski who plays for Bayern Munich in Germany, a rather prolific Polish goal scorer at both the club and international level. As Ferrer looks to swing it. Oh, what a great job. Biederman wide open. First touch. Ooh, what a great aggressive chance. If Zach Biederman puts that one in the net, he's going to get on Sports Center there. Fantastic ball, though, from Dylan Ferreira. Got his head up, recognized that there was some space behind the defense on the big switch, and I like the aggressiveness. Looking to take it first time, keep that pressure up. And Hudson again, right back on the ball. George Noonan, Prater wins it. Nicely done. Recognizes there's nothing there in front of him. Maintains possession. Menomoine really is working hard now to pressure the ball, to stay organized defensively. Again, skips back past Alex Lean, but this time nobody there to pressure him. Up to Blackman. Sam Schultz coming over the ball. Griff Zacharias checking the ball. Good movement off the ball by the Raiders right now. Again, as we see, there's Willie Douglas checking back into that space, turning. And now he gets his head up and he's on the attack. Loses his footing a little bit. Wisely maintains possession back to Blackman. Again, Blackman's first look, always head up for that big switch. Mountain again, you can see the Raiders are just moving nicely, get into those good support positions off the ball, checking back. Impressed by the way that Menomine's working to stay organized defensively, but even maybe more impressed the way that Hudson's pace of speed of play is making it difficult for them. Blackman looks like he shanked that one, and he well did. That's going to be a goal kick for the Mustangs. If you're just joining us, we're 11 minutes, 10 minutes, and 28 seconds into the first half here of this Big Rivers Boys Conference soccer match between the Menomoine Mustangs and Hudson Raiders. Hudson leads 1-0 off a 7-minute individual effort. Fantastic shot from outside the box by Sam Schultz. We are here at Hudson Middle School. Home game for the Raiders. They're wearing white, going from right to left. Menomoine wearing maroon, going from left to right. Menomoine on the ball. Those four passes are about the extent of the possession that Menominee's been able to have. They just don't have the movement, and they just at this point in time don't have the skill, although I think Prater would like to call that skill. Might have been a lucky touch, but you know what? Sometimes when everything's going your way, it all works. Again, the Raiders' biggest struggle they've had at this point in time has been the wet turf. It's led to a couple near dangerous situations in the back and some loss of possession. Nice job by Ferreira. Good first touch. And he's right on the attack. Willie Douglas calling for the ball, looking for the split there. Really nice done, good, well communicated there, but a fantastic job by the central defenders there, taking away that pass. Newton working hard. Doesn't really have any help, but works out well as Douglas is able to sneak in. Takes one, takes two, he dribbles past, and that's going to be the second goal of the game. 2-0 for the Raiders. Willie Douglas dribbling past 2-3 Mustang defenders and very coolly tucking it into the back of the net. We'll give the assist there to George Newton on the unofficial scorecard. So in the 12th minute of play again, Willie Douglas takes the ball, dribbles a couple of players into the box, and is able to convert for 2-0.
Number 7, Willie Douglas.
The unofficial scorecard will still give George Newton an assist for the hard work. And we're back underway here again, 12 minutes into the game. Hudson Raiders leading 2-0 off of goals from Sam Schultz and Willie Douglas. And here we go again, Zach Biederman with an aggressive play. Can he get in there with speed? Yes, he can. Touches around the first defender. What a great job with his left foot, strikes it hard. Good save. Again, Hudson's forwards are oh, looks like we had an injured player on the field for Menomoine. Stoppage of play. Hudson's best chances have come off of turnovers resulting from nice high pressure. Players pressuring those Menomoine players as they're receiving the ball with their facing their own net. They've been able to step around, and about 4 or 5 minutes ago, Sam Schultz was able to convert a goal. And just seconds ago, Zach Biederman just created a great opportunity. Dangerous rebound that the goalie, Tyler Burr, was able to recover for the Mustangs. Menomoine player is able to come off under his own power. Looks like he's on the far side, then limping it off. Looks like he's going to be okay, which is fortunate. Obviously, number one is that the players get out of here healthy. And so that's a good sign. Griff Zacharias on the ball here for the Raiders. Got 1-2 men on him. He's able to squeak it back to Colton Prater. Prater looks to switch to Ferreira. Touches it Sam Schultz. Ooh, a little bit of a tough touch. Well done by Sam Schultz, so to control it off his chest. And he's looking to go over the top for Biederman. Ooh, a little backwards header there. That was quite the athletic play there by the Mustang defender. But again, Hudson, just the desire right now is pretty relentless and pretty productive as they're just packing it. They're just keeping Menomoine in. You can hear some praise from Coach Solom as Hudson's switching the ball, trying to pull out to stretch the Mustang defense. And there have been results. Oh, that takes a little flick. Is that going to come all the way to Newton? And it is, as it skips. George able to evade one, not another. Back to Zacharias. Zacharias takes a touch to Willie Douglas. Willie Douglas takes a touch around one. He's back into the net. Is he going to score? Oh, and he does! 3-0 for the Raiders, with Willie Douglas securing his brace in the 14th minute off an assist from Griff Zacharias. 2 minutes after getting his first, Willie Douglas gets his second. This time, I think, with an official assist.
Number 7, Willie Douglas, assisted by number 11, Griff Zacharias.
And thanks to the silky smooth sounds of stadium announcer Kyle Flanagan, we can confirm that is the first assist for the Raiders on the evening. Griff Zacharias playing it into Willie Douglas, and Douglas again displaying a fantastic composure, dribbling and shooting to get around a couple of defenders, split them, and then slot it into the side of the net past the goalie. If you're just joining us, we're in the 14th minute of this Big Rivers Conference boys soccer match at Hudson Middle School, pitting the Hudson Raiders at the top of the Big Rivers Conference standings against the Menomoine Mustangs at the bottom. And at this point in time, looks like it's a top to bottom, or top against bottom matchup, as the Raiders are just dominating play. and the scoreboard. As here, oh, what a fantastic run by Dylan Ferrer, and a great job by Colton Prater to find him. Can he get around one? Nobody. Slits it back to Douglas. Douglas takes one touch around the player. He gets hooked, and there's going to be no call there. No call. Douglas able to keep his composure. Looked like his foot got taken out from under him, but no call from the referee. Ball still in the Menomoine area. Oh, what a nice job by Newton. I thought he might strike that, but he instead touches it back. He's looking for somebody. No one's really making a run for him. And again, that looked like it went off the hands of the Menomoine player, but referee judging a corner kick. As has been the case for the entirety of the first 15 minutes of play, it's been all Hudson here. You can see we've got Prater and Douglas down there. Douglas is going to choose to go long, but plays it on the ground to Blackman. Blackman takes one touch, turns looking to bend it in, really strikes it hard, takes a deflection off a defender, and it's going to be out for another Hudson corner kick. After consecutive losses, the Raiders have come out here tonight against Menomoine and really looked to establish their will on this game, and have done so rather successfully. They've got, again, looks like Hudson has two short, and Menomoine sending nobody over there. Hudson now chooses to take it short. Prater dribbling the end line. Looks to cut it back to Douglas. Pass doesn't quite make it there, and it's going to be the Mustangs on the ball. That's number 2, Ezekiel Lohr. And then they drop it back looking for someone that isn't there. Lewandowski comes running onto it. Ferreira there. Lohr defending him. Cuts it back there to Mountain. Mountain with his head up looks to split to Douglas. Just doesn't have the mustard on it. That Mountain mustard that we so needed. Zacharias tries to go over one, but the second defender there, the cover defender, is there to step up and win the ball. Nice job. Good talk there by Lean. Oh, that's a tough pass from Blackman. Nice job by Alex Lean to step up to the ball, win it, and touch it away from pressure with the first touch. And then play to an open teammate. Ferrer gets his head up. Dribbling, pointing. Lots of pressure there from number 10, Adam Wilson. Mustangs working hard. They got their 3 forwards, but not a lot of support. Oh, what a nice look there by Prater. There was a little bit of a diagonal run on there from a center forward, Willie Douglas, and Prater was looking to play it into that space behind the outside defender. He kind of tracked up with George Newton and leaving open space behind him. The man on the ball and the man off the ball both had the same idea. Great job by the Menomoine defenders to deflect that pass out for a Hudson throw. Ferrer looking for Douglas. Douglas settles with his chest and then looks for the big switch on the half volley. Is Blackman going to be able to keep it in? And he is nicely. What a nice pass right to the feet of Zach Biederman. Biederman looking to drop it all the way back to Mountain, playing in the center of the defense to Prater. Prater turns, touches, looks to play a little 1-2 with Douglas. Couldn't quite connect there, and it's played out into touch for Hudson throw-in. And we're back underway. Sam Schultz on the ball. Looks like he's looking for Biederman there, and kind of skips through. Looks like he was looking to play a run. Biederman was looking to receive it maybe at his feet or provide some support there. So a little bit of miscommunication. Works out well for Hudson in the end. Throw and chase Blackman. Goes big. Looking to find Zacharias, but there's about 3 Mustang defenders there. They're able to clear it up, but only as far as Prater. To Sam Schultz. Back to Prater. They're playing a little 1-2-3 against nobody. A nice little triangle passing, though. You know, good to get that practice on Douglas. What a great touch to kill it around one defender. And, oh, off the post and right back to the goalie. Willie Douglas looking for his 3rd goal in about 5 minutes here. Really looked like he had it in there, and fortune smiled on Menomoine in that case as the ball came off the post right back into the middle of the 6-yard box where the goalkeeper was waiting. Nice little touch by Douglas there. He's been active, and he's been accurate so far. Out to Newton and on the left wing. There's a little overlap. Oh, what a nice ball. Nutmegging the defender. Ferrer cuts it back. Oh, falls right to Douglas. Right past the defender. Oh, that touch was heavy. That's about the first bad touch that Willie Douglas has had. And the referee deems it to be a handball. Free kick for the Mustangs. Everyone retreating. Freshman Corey Denning in the back there is having a pretty nice relaxed night so far, which on a cold, wet, windy, rainy night is not ideal for a goalie. For a coach, it's great. For a team, it's great. For a goalie, it means you stand and you freeze. So hopefully he keeps his body moving with the ball, keep his mind engaged in the game, and hopefully the blood flow a little bit, as looks like Zach Biederman really working hard for that first goal. Gets around the first couple and then unable to touch it around the 3rd there. Nice hard work by the defender to keep it in, but only as far as Blackman, who immediately plays it first time into the box, and it's going to fall to George Newton. Oh, just a little bit of a high bounce. He was coming he was a little too narrow there. Inside, Dylan Ferrer touch around 1, splits it back to Prater, pressured by Lohr, back to Sam Schultz, and Hudson nice in control. Good job by the depth of the midfield there. Schultz again trying from distance, puts it wide But praise from Coach Solom there, nice idea, and it has worked out already once this game. If you're just coming in, we're 20 minutes in between Menomoine and Hudson. Hudson took the lead in the 7th minute off a similar opportunity from Sam Schultz. They doubled their lead in the 12th when Willie Douglas took a solo foray into the box and scored, and then made it 3-0 in the 14th minute. As Griff Zacharias found Willie Douglas to again evade a couple defenders and tuck the ball into the net. Douglas again checking back nicely as a center forward. Oh, ball skips past him a little bit, but that's okay. Looks to play into the space behind the defense for George Newton, and really well done there by Douglas. Newton was getting wide for a potential support play as he dribbles one, gets it back to Douglas, back to Newton again, and out for a throw-in. Newton kind of gotten wide and opened up for Douglas, but recognized, Willie did, that there was space in behind the defense and that Newton was going to have the speed to get there. Good job by Newton staying on side. Last game I was at, Hudson proved quite adept at getting themselves caught offsides. So good to see that they've improved in that regard, probably due to good coaching. Ball out for Hudson throw. Willie Douglas with the cast on his hand.
Clock.
Clock has stopped. Well, either the clock has stopped or Mr. Kyle Flanagan has resorted to single-syllable words. He has at times been known as the monosyllabic coach. Dylan Ferrer attempting from distance, got a little more under it than behind it, and looks like, in fact, that
the Mustangs, number 3, Jackson Tronco.
there are some scoreboard issues here. The referee, as you can see, is checking his watch on the field. Or as you can't see, my apologies. Just to the right of the screen, the center referee and the side referee are having a little conversation there about the amount of time left in the game. They do have the scoreboard on, but it's frozen at 20 minutes. So we'll see if we can maybe get some information from our stadium announcer, Mr. Flanagan, and potentially correct the scoreboard. Nope, looks like they've reset it again. And ball's in play. Looks like we're just going to go without a clock. Oh, 21:05, I believe this. It's in 22nd minute, which is about when the clock stopped. Willie Douglas again settling the ball nicely, drops it off for Griff Zacharias, touches around one, fights off the challenge, tries to cut it back in the defender. Maybe wanted to carry it there, and saw that coming. Willie Douglas on the back of Ezekiel Lohr. So we've now reset to 21:05, and the clock scoreboard's back underway here. No applause from the crowd. Not big scoreboard fans, I guess. Collision there between about 4 players. Prater comes out with it. Sam Schultz looking for Willie Douglas's feet. Tries to play the 1-2. Really nice job recovering. I've been impressed tonight with the effort put in on by the Menomoine players defensively. They got a tall task, and at this point in time, isn't going real well for them. And that has not diminished the work that they've put in to recover, to try and stay organized. First and second man defending. Willie Douglas turns, looks for Prater. Prater takes 1 touch, tries to play it through 4 players, and that proves too tall a task for the diminutive freshman. He certainly plays bigger than his size, which one would assume as a freshman will only increase as the years go on. What a nice pass by Alex Lean there, finding the feet of Prater. Prater swings it out wide to Blackman. Blackman head up, looking for the big switch. Gonna have Newton on the far post. If the goalie can't get his hand on it, and he can, what a fantastic save. That was headed for the back of the net, I think, if the goalie there had not deflected it. Oh, Zacharias tries to cut him again. Nice job by the defenders. It was a fantastic job by Conrad Clem. But Dylan Ferrer steps up and wins it. He's got space there. He's got attack. Really nicely done attack. Oh, and what a fantastic pass on the outside of the foot. Willie Douglas trying to get fancy with it. I think he had an opportunity to fire that there. What a nice pass by Ferreira, though, to recognize that space in the center of the box and for Douglas to check into it. Really good stuff from Hudson. The thing I like the best is that their speed of play has not matched the pace and ability of the opponent. They're pushing the pace and the speed of play with accuracy, and that's a really good sign. Great ball there. Willie Douglas looking to get in on it, unable to. This falls only for Sam Schultz. He's going to take a left-footed shot right away, and that's going to squeak through. Oh, but right at the goalie. as I was saying, high school games, sometimes you can tend to play to the level of your opponent. And as we have seen here in the first 24 minutes, Hudson is playing at a different level than Menomoine. And I got to give a lot of credit to Menomoine for the effort that they're putting in. But just as much credit needs to go to Hudson because they're trying to play the game at the pace and in the style that they want it to be played versus being content to settle in over and then try to physically outbeat this opponent. They're trying to beat them with skill and with tactics. Nice job there at the split. Run wasn't quite on. Nice job defensively being there. So after 2 losses, this is about what you'd hope for the Raiders, as looks like Vergara's coming in.
In for the Raiders, number 10.
And Osterhus.
And number 24, Drew Osterhus.
So a good 25 minutes there from the starting 11. Now we get some fresh legs on, and right away we're putting them to work. Osterhus chasing the ball down, able to win it from one, win it from a second, maintain possession back to Blackman there. Blackman to Schultz. Schultz all the way over to Ferreira. Nice job, stretch the defense. They have to step, they have to slide, and that's going to stretch them. Create some space for the Hudson forwards. Back to Blackman though. Cuts it to Schultz. One defender steps, looks to get Blackman again on the run. Slips past him. Osterhus chases down, looking to win it, keep it in, and what do we got? Looks like that effort is rewarded with a corner kick for the Raiders. Willie Douglas jogging over to take it, and looks like it's going to be Willie and Willie alone, so we've got a ball that's going to be served into the box. They did play one on the ground to Blackman that he was just unable to keep on frame. But this one's going to go right into the far post. Looking to win is Vergara. Had a defender right there that only goes as far as Ferreira. Ferreira takes one. Willie Douglas calling for the ball. Ferreira trying to bend it around to him just a little far. What a nice job by Willie Douglas. Over the shoulder, spinning around, and able to get the ball and touch it in the direction that he wanted to go. That was a pretty nifty piece of skill there to get a foot on the ball at all, much less settle it in the direction that he wanted it to go. Nice job by the Hudson captain there. And double goal scorer on the night. Again, we're in the 26th minute. This is Chuck Bublitz coming to you from Hudson Middle School. Menomoine Mustangs and Hudson Warriors in a Big Rivers Conference boys soccer match. Menomoine got out of the way there, allowing Willie Douglas to almost get on it. The Raiders are leading 3-0, thanks to goals in the 7th minute by Sam Schultz, in the 12th minute by Willie Douglas, and in the 14th minute by Willie Douglas, and that was assisted by Griff Zacharias. Long ball looking for Osterhus. It bounces. Looks like he's going to keep it in. Got Zacharias in support and all the way back to Blackman. It's not quite far enough, but Blackman gets on it. He drives the ball across the box. It squirts through, and unable to get on it are Douglas or Vergara. But Santi right away plays it back in, puts it back in the mix, and that's got it. That looks like the referee deemed the ball to have played the hand there instead of the hand to play the ball, which is permissible. And I don't know that that was an unfair call. Again, Hudson working the ball nicely side to side. Patient when they need to be. Aggressive when the opportunity presents itself. Nice first 25 minutes. And fortunately, the rain is by and large held off. There was a little rain at the start. It got heavy for a while in the first few minutes of the first half, but now it's just cold. It's that fall wet cold. Nice job by the goalkeeper maintaining his composure. He had a non-rushing forward. He's been in a tough spot, and he's by and large done a nice job dealing with the pressure that Hudson's presented. Don't know how much he could have done on the goals that were scored against him. Hudson again working the ball in and out. I love the movement off the ball. I love the talk. Great example of it there by Prater. Check coming across, providing an option for Ferreira, talking. Nice little overlap, combination play. Hudson looks good tonight. I don't know that Menomine's asking too many questions of them, either offensively or defensively, but again, I think you need to give credit if a superior team plays superior soccer against an inferior opponent. It sounds easier than I think it ends up being usually, especially at the high school level. Sam Schultz right away looking up, looking for Willie Douglas. Nicely done by the defender. Vergara, I think, was trying to touch it himself. It landed at Ferrer. Ferrer, nice job touching it back. Unlucky slip there. The wet turf strikes again. It is not raining now, but it had been raining. Oh, what a nice ball by Prater, looking for Osterhus. Gets his head on the ball, unable to direct it back onto frame, but nice play there by the Raiders. We are about 90 seconds away from the half-hour mark of our game this evening. 3-0 lead for the Raiders. It's the kind of night where it probably feels good to run around for 90 minutes. And if you're not, it's a long johns, flannel jeans, wool sweater, wool cap kind of night. Especially if you're sitting in the stands announcing the game. But I dress the part, so all you folks out there in TV land, don't worry, I'm fine. Our intrepid cameraman's a little braver. He just has a rather wind-porous fleece and no hat. So I'll be honest with you, I'm a little concerned for his well-being, but he's shaking his head. We're going to be okay here, folks. So when you watch this retroactively on Sunday night, don't bother sending anyone to the field. We won't be here. Sam Schultz again looking to chip it over the top to Vergara. Fights the defender. Nicely done. Only as far as Alex Lean. Touches it to Chase Blackman. Makes an overlap there. Blackman looking for Lean. Nope. Plays it wisely to Schultz. Sean Mountain hangs back. So Hudson does have their requisite one central defender hanging back to collect anything Menomoine plays out. I'll be honest with you, that's been about how the first half's gone. There was a little bit of danger once or twice. Alex Lean slipped a little bit, or the wet ball got the best of him, and Menomoine at least they got their foot on the ball in the Hudson half, but unfortunately for them, that's really been the extent of their offense. Lewandowski there, cheeky little touch from Ferreira. Pardon me, missed a little bit of a failed pass, as the Germans would say, but no harm, no foul, worked out well. Looked to combine there, get around that defender nicely. Finds Osterhus. Oh, what a great touch by Osterhus. He's off and running. He's got the good recovery there by the defender, good cover. Again, nice two-man defending there. Oh, what a nice play. Again, another nice touch. Zacharias dribbles one, dribbles two, plays Vergara. First time strike. Really, really nicely done from Hudson there. Unfortunate for Vergara. He put himself in position. Zacharias found him, put the ball in a nice spot for him up on a plate, and he wisely took it first time, and you could see the intent there, the body shape and the way he tried to strike through the ball. He was trying to bend that around far post, and it was
number 5, James Schemenauer, and number 9, Jairus Jasicki.
As I was saying, that was set up for a highlight reel goal, and it's just unfortunate for Santi that he couldn't quite wrap his foot around the ball the way that he intended to, because you could see he'd positioned his body from before the pass even came for that shot. Zacharias recognized it, and he put the pass right where Santi wanted it. Just unable to convert. Something tells me there might be another opportunity like that. Cheeky little pass again for a nice job by the goalie, getting off his line quickly and picking it up. Now let's see if Menomoine can get something going here. They're trailing 3-0 in the 32nd minute, and just let's be honest, they haven't got out of their half. Great job, Hudson. Hudson wants it more. Hudson's better, and Hudson wants it more. And case in point here, Vergara really working hard to get to that ball, plays the far post. He got a man right there, and that is going to be, that's going to be number 4 in the 32nd minute of play. Really pretty goal from Drew Osterhus. Off an assist from Santi Vergara. Fantastic ball over the top. The effort from Vergara to keep that in is absolutely fabulous.
Drew Osterhus, assisted by number 10, Santi Vergara.
As I was saying, a really fantastic job. Again, I got to give a lot of credit to Vergara there for working hard in a 3-0 game to keep that ball in play on wet turf. And then after that, to put the ball far post right on his teammate's head. And then Osterhus made it look easy, just touching it back against the momentum of the goalie into the far post there. That was pretty highlight reel. Nice job by the Raiders. Well-deserved 4-0 lead. Hudson's other goals came in the 7th minute from Sam Schultz off a fantastic blast from outside the box after winning the ball off of Menomoine. Reminiscent of Tony Cruz in the World Cup semifinals of 2014. Here comes Willie Douglas now, touching it to nobody. Menomoine able to clear it out. The rest of Hudson's goals after Sam Schultz came in the 12th minute by Willie Douglas unassisted, in the 14th minute by Willie Douglas off an assist from Griff, not his brother Quinn. He doesn't go to school here anymore. Griff Zacharias, and in the 32nd minute, as you just saw, Drew Osterhuis off of a fabulous effort and assist from Santi Vergara. Looked like Schultz was trying to play Ferreira maybe on a run there that just couldn't connect. And there's again Vergara putting that effort in. That's exactly what you want to see out of someone that's coming off the bench, the desire to earn more minutes, and also obviously the skill to convert that effort into goals. Flags up, and referee's just letting it play. Just playing advantage, I suppose. Looks like we might have an, took him a minute to notice, but the correct call was made. He's got a free kick off offsides from the Raiders. Willie Douglas was deemed to have been offsides position when the ball was played. Again, offsides is if the player has fewer than 2 of the opposing team's players between him and the goal. When the ball is played, that player is deemed to be offsides. So in that case, Willie Douglas was behind everyone but the goalie when the ball was kicked. He did, if you notice, come back and received the ball in an onside position, but that's not the issue. The issue is when the ball is played, where is he? And he was offsides, deemed to have been offsides by the referee. Great job by Vergara. I just really can't say enough about his effort. Again, it's going to be offsides, getting a little too greedy. Good coordination by the Menomoine defense. Good communication there at the end, too, by the Raiders. Willie Douglas, my bad. Impressed by the response from Hudson after a tough night last night. Might have been the first time they ever lost to New Richmond. It certainly is in my memory. And that's not, came off a little bit. Corey Denning going to come out, and he's going to get his first touch on the ball. Hey, let's hear it for the goalie. Nice job, goalie, clearing the ball out there. Bounces off one Menomoine player, and that's going to be a throw-in for the Raiders. Quickly taken into Ferreira, but Menomine's got pressure. Can they capitalize? Nice job by Ferreira, touching it to a position where he can split the defender. Sam Schultz taking up a position right there. Prater wins the ball. Head up. Love the way he gets his head up. Vergara's looking for the run. Prater was looking for the support there, but it worked out. Vergara wins the ball again. Willie Douglas looking to can he split him? Can he split him? That looks like it's going to be onside, and correctly deemed to be onside. Willie Douglas is taking a run right away. First time looking to cross it over far post and just can't wrap his foot around and get behind it enough. Nice job by the goalie there, by Tyler Burr, to get out and collect the ball. We are into the last 10 minutes of the first half, a half that Hudson's leading 4-0 over Menomoine here on Parent Night. Well, there'll be a nice little halftime recognition ceremony for all the parents and all the hard work that they've done to support the team, their children and the team. Looks like we're going to play advantage on that one. Drew Osterhuis working hard, chasing down 1, 2, 3 players, and that pays off with the bad pass. Zacharias picks it up to Prater. Prater picks his head up again further to Ferreira. The good, nice little run there by Willie Douglas. Ferreira looks to find him, and the curse of the wet turf again. Douglas really made a nice diagonal run there, and looked like Dylan was trying to slot it through to him. A little bit of an over-the-top chip, and that's just really hard to do in general, much less when you got turf like this where it just skids the minute it hits the ground. Menomoine getting a little bit of high pressure here in the last couple minutes. That's good. They're going to need to do that if they're going to get back into this game. They frankly got to win the ball at this point in time. Hudson is not looking predisposed to giving the ball away, that's for sure. And in perfectly timed fashion, they give the ball away right after I say that, throw in Menomoine. Black one over to Osterhuis, not quite able to settle it. There's Lore, plays it over to, that looks like Adam Wilson. Adam Wilson looking for the run of Lewandowski. Just was not on. He basically played it right to Sean Mountain, who was in a good position. Oh, what a nice job there. Ferreira's looking to split. Oh, what a fabulous job. And I see that it was deemed to be offsides.
Ball, Riley.
Excuse me. Tried to block that as best I possibly could with the gloved hands. Hope it worked on this cold night. Cold might come in handy for us. And right away, Porter, good run by Vergara. Looks like he's on sides. He's going to be able to sneak in behind the defender. He is, but the recovering center defender helps him, but only as far as Willie Douglas. Touched around one, strikes with his left foot. That was curving towards the far post. That was going to go in the net. They just got to clear it here. There's ball players in the box for Hudson. Oh, Vergara gets it. Looks like that was going to maybe go a little bit wide, but the goalie wanted to make sure. Fell on it. It remains 4-0 Hudson in the 38th minute of play. If you are just joining us, again, it's the Menomoine Mustangs against the Hudson Raiders in this Big Rivers Conference boys soccer match at Hudson Middle School. Oh, Willie Douglas tries to take it, and that's really nicely done by the goalie there to have his body in a position where he was close enough or nearly behind the ball, because with that wet turf, it got faster off the turf than slowed down for him. So I think he was a little caught off guard, but because of his good positioning, he was in a spot to touch the ball. There's Osterhus, strikes it right at the goalie. Well struck. Vergara looked like he was ahead of the defender and had an opportunity at the far post had Osterhus chose to take it, but shooting isn't ever really that bad of an option. If you can put it on frame, strike it hard like that, you never know what's going to happen. Here we go, Wilson making the run, connects with Lohr. And we got a little opportunity here. We got a little 2-on-3. Menomoine doesn't exactly have numbers up, but they have something close to numbers here. And a great job there by, looks like Sam Schultz recovering there from the midfield. Nice job tracking back, playing the ball out, and allowing Hudson to get numbers back here. Creating a lot of traffic. Oh, and how did that slip through? Goodness gracious. And there's, it looks like that's Lewandowski on the ball, touches it over to nobody, to himself, trying to, looks like he maybe cut it to the end line, and the ball rolls out. Not sure if you're able to see that with the umbrellas from the fans here, but that is out for a goal kick. Looks like Captain Chase Blackman's going to take it here.
In for the Raiders, number 18, Zach Biederman, and number 3, George Newton.
Biederman and Newton back in for Osterhus and Vergara. Really nice job by those two young men. The effort and the execution was there as they secured Hudson's 4th goal in rather fantastic and fashion here. And we're back on the attack. Dylan Ferrer's going to calls for it. Big switch. Nice run by George Newton. He looks like he was able to stay on sides, get behind the defender, but not a high enough line by Menomoine. Can he beat his defender? A little hip shake. Back to Prater. Prater. Well, head fake back to Ferrer, and Hudson settled in now. You can just see Menomoine struggling a little bit. They're not getting out quite as fast. They're not sliding quite as fast. Getting a little tired. They've chased the game for 41 minutes now. Nice job there keeping it up. Preventing the corner kick. But as I was saying, you can just see, as opposed to even 20 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, Menomine's not sliding as a group as fast. They're not stepping as a group as fast. When you defend for 41 minutes, it's exhausting physically and mentally, and you're starting to see that with Menomoine. Ooh, nice little try by Schultz, but fantastic job defending there by the Mustangs. Lohr drops it off. Oh, collision there. You get to hear that one up here. Zacharias, nice composed touch, touches it back to Prater. Prater swings it over to Newton. Is he going to be able to keep it in? Looks like he missed his touch there, but that worked out okay. Nice run there by Ferrer. They connect. Ferrer touches it back. Douglas comes all the way over from the center forward position, touches around one. Can he maintain possession there? He can. Fantastic job. Sam Schultz, oh, gets stuck under his foot a little bit. He's going to line another one up. Man, I tell you, it's amazing what scoring a goal from distance will do for your confidence here. Sam Schultz has attempted 3 or 4 from 30-plus yards. But as I said, 7 minutes into the game, he converted one in just spectacular fashion, and his confidence is up. See if he can find that range again. But the result is, in the 42nd minute here, we have a goal kick for the Mustangs. That's Isaac Arnestead. Griff Zacharias taking the ball away from him to Ferreira. Ferreira looked like Douglas, but there's about 4 defenders there. Not much of a pass on. 2 defenders tracking him back. Mountain really turns on the Jets there with Lewandowski. Back to Lean. Was in a good spot. Over to Blackman. Oh, fantastic job there by number 4 from Menomoine, Braden Cadlick. Really nice effort for him to get on his foot on the ball, and he was unlucky to not be able to just touch it through there around Blackman and get in on goal. Fortunate for the Raiders, but all's well that ends well in this case. Back in play, possessing the ball. Willie Douglas, Newton looking for the run, just missed the timing. Newton had it, and Willie Douglas couldn't quite get it as Newton was starting his run. He had to slow down, wisely stayed onside, and in this case, the result is that Wins looks like corner for his team. Douglas and Prater over to take it.
Would the Hudson parents please come down to the track?
The Menomoine fans realizing it's going to be Parents' Night and lamenting. Apparently, Menomoine is the favored team to have Parents' Night against. Oh, right into the 6. Sam Schultz able to get a touch, but he takes it away from goal. I think he was a little surprised he came all the way through to him. Over to, oh, here we go. Break opportunity for Menomoine. Number 3, Jackson Trunkle's on the ball. Looking for an overlap there. Tracked back by, looks like Prater tracked back. Mountain's got it. Flags up on the assistant referee. Looks like we got a foul against the Raiders. Free kick from Menomoine. You can hear the stampede of parents as they head down towards the track to be recognized for their accomplishments as parents. Free kick taken by the Mustangs to Chase Blackman. He plays it right away. A little surprised. Usually the Raiders can recognize those opportunities really well. That's one of the things I think this team does fantastically. When that ball's headed back to Blackman and he can look up at goal without pressure, they are running, and they're running right away, and they just were a little late there. Blackman hit it, but there just wasn't anything on. Pretty optimistic try there by Prater, but I like the idea. Looking to split the defender there to Zach Biederman's run. Falls to Douglas. One back by the Mustangs. Head up. Number... I think that's 21-4 strong in the center of the defense. And now here we go. Here comes Laura. Laura on Alex Lean. Can he keep it in? Oh, what a great job by Mountain coming back. What a great job by Sean Mountain coming back there. Number 7, Ezekiel Lohr. He cut it nutmeg to Alex Lean because he recognized the space. He did not see that Sean Mountain was going to be able to was recovering at all, much less that he could recover that fast. Really nice job by Mountain. But Menomoine back on the ball, and here we go. They've had the ball in the Hudson half here now a little bit more in the last couple minutes. Hudson's still leading 4-0. Menomoine hasn't put a shot on, and that's got to be onside. Really nicely done by the assistant referee. That ball was played absolutely with Willie Douglas inside, and he's in on goal. Can he convert? Touches it into the side of the net, and it's 5-0 for the Raiders. What a fabulous job there by Willie Douglas. Fantastic run, great composure, fabulous finish. 45th minute, 5-0 Hudson. And
Raiders number 7, Willie Douglas, assisted by number 8, Dylan Ferreira.
What a way to end the first half for the Raiders. Menomoine had their best 30 to 60 seconds of play. Hudson wins the ball back. Menomoine had pushed their line as high as it could possibly go, and they're trying it with seconds left. As we're in the now 46th minute, and that's halftime. Again, as I was saying, Menomoine had an opportunity. They created it. They won the ball back again. Ferrer got the ball, and Menomoine they fell asleep. Their line pushed up high. Willie Douglas, he was deep. He started his run deep, able to stay on sides. Ferrer over the top, and Douglas touched it beautifully around the goalie, slotted it into the net. So at halftime, it is 5-0 for the Raiders off goals in the 7th minute by Sam Schultz, 12th minute by Willie Douglas, 14th minute by Willie Douglas, assisted by Griff Zacharias, the 32nd minute by Drew Osterhus, assisted by Santi Vergara, and in the 45th minute by Willie Douglas, assisted by Dylan Ferreira. All right, folks, welcome back to Hudson Middle School in Hudson, Wisconsin for the second half of this evening's Big Rivers Conference boys soccer match between the Hudson Raiders and the Menomoine Mustangs. I'm Chuck Bublitz. I'll be with you again here for the second half. After one half of play, Hudson holds a commanding 5-0 lead, thanks in large part to Willie Douglas, the hat-trick hero there, number 7, with the blonde locks in the middle of the field. And we'll notice that he's slidden back to more of a holding midfield role from his initial center forward position that he capitalized on so well. But at this point in time, with a 5-0 lead, Hudson's looking to hold on and not give up goals rather than score them. Menomoine didn't look in any danger, and here I go again, sticking my foot in my mouth. There's danger right there. In the first half, Menomoine didn't really look like they were going to be in any danger of scoring goals, but better be safe than sorry here. Split it, dropped off for a nice drop off there for the center forward, Lewandowski, by Willie Douglas. And then again, Menomoine returns the favor with a nice through pass for George Newton nearly there. Ball up for Hudson throw. Ball back in play. Held nicely by Griff Zacharias. Turns and drops it off for for Prater. Swings it back outside there. Hudson possessing the ball nicely. Zacharias 2 defenders on. Drops it off for Ferreira.
Nothing to do with education.
Menomoine wins the ball back, and here they go on the attack.
One that had the most light coming down.
Over to Blackman on the right. Nice, easy, settled start to the game. But Hudson's given the ball away a couple times here. They've won it back quickly, but Menomoine very content to sit back here. They kind of lost their energy a bit there. Oh, and here we go. A nice little cross through by, looks like Prater was looking for Biederman. Biederman takes one touch, looks to drive it into the back of the net. Oh, and what a great save. Fantastic shot driven. Looked like he was maybe going to bend it around to the far post, but he tricked the goalie. And yours truly by cutting it in near post. The goalie was fortunate to be able to get a touch on it. Biederman really drove the ball, and goalie could all he really could do to force it out for a corner kick for the Raiders here. Willie Douglas over the ball. Hat trick hero in the first half. Driving it in. Finds the feet of Prater. Dropped it off to Blackman, and Blackman kicks it out. Looks like they were appealing for maybe a little bit of a deflection, another corner kick. I don't think that was the case. Neither did the referee. Goal kick for the Mustangs. It is every bit a cold fall evening here at Hudson Middle School. Rained early in the first half. A very cold breeze. Oh, looks like there's some conversation going on here on the sideline between the center referee and Coach Solom. Not sure what that's all about, but we're going to go back and retake the goal kick. Looks like there was some conversation possibly about, looks like Colton Prater's jersey not being tucked in. I don't know what's going on. His shorts are falling down. We may never know. Anyways, we're back underway here. 49th minute of play. We're at Hudson Middle School, Big Rivers Soccer, boys, Big Rivers Conference, boys soccer, Hudson and Menomoine. Chase Blackman and Zach Biederman takes a little bit of a tough touch, tries to settle it. Great effort by Prater. I just cannot say enough good things about the effort, the work rate that young man has, especially as a freshman. Looks into bend it in around there behind the center back. Nice idea. Needed a little bit more bend and a little bit more behind. Willie Douglas works hard, get around 1-2, wins it back from the third, but can't maintain it. And here come the Mustangs. That's to Zeke Lohr. Won nicely by Sean Mountain. He's really been Johnny on the spot there defensively for the Raiders all night long. Did some nice work in the first half on the 1 or 2 semi-dangerous chances for the Mustangs. And here comes the potential for a dangerous one for the Raiders. George Newton, putting in the effort to chase that ball down. He is rewarded by throwing first team. Griff Zacharias over to take it. Vergara, who put in a really nice 10-15 minutes in the first half. Good communication there. Lean dropping off. Oh, Mountain not doing him a lot of favors there with the pace of that pass. But Lean clears it out nicely to Blackman. Blackman over the top looking for Prater. Flag was up. Offsides, free kick, Menomoine. We've got, looks like number 18, Toby Reedman there is going to take it for the Mustangs. Plays it right to Ferreira. Ferreira looking to touch it. Nice job by Prater to settle that. Gets it over to Newton. Newton head up. Willie Douglas running into that space. Looks to play it back through for Newton, but defenders, well, doesn't matter. Newton gets it back on the pinball. Cuts it. It's been pretty consistent, Hudson. They'll play it into the corner. They'll run it as deep as they can get it, cut it back, and then just take all that space that they've won and just really work it in there. Ferrer trying to touch around 2, couldn't get around the second. Griff Zacharias is there to win it. Maintains possession. Oh, on 1, around 2. What a great job there. Third defender steps up nicely and wins it. Menomoine has stayed really fairly well organized defensively, given the fact that they're working at an athletic and a technical disadvantage here. Cheeky attempt by Newton, and and Vergara wanted it more than anybody else, and he's almost going to be rewarded. What a fantastic job. Really impressed by the effort that Santi's been putting in tonight. That was just a situation where, let's be honest, he had no business winning that ball, but he wanted it more than 3 Menomoine players, and gets rewarded for his effort from a corner kick, and let's see if maybe he can get rewarded with a goal. Willie Douglas over the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 6 Hudson players in the box. Griff Zacharias, Santi making a run. Looked like he was, looked like that was a heck of a back pass there by the Mustangs. But good reactions by the goalkeeper there, Mr. Burr. Keep the ball out of the net. Sean Mountain wins it. First time. Willie Douglas able to step in. Oh, what a nice touch. Just a little bit too far. Number 4 there, Braden Cadlick. Cadlick was looking for his teammate there. Only gets as far as Biederman. Biederman looking to drop it off for Blackman. Out of play. Throw in Menomoine. Looks like that's number 5, James Schemenauer. Throwing it into a 22, Jacob Fenton. Fenton plays the ball off Biederman, and that's going to be another throw-in for Menomoine. Again, that's Schemenauer. Head up. Excuse me. All the way up there to 4. That's Cadlick. Drops it off. Now up to Lewandowski. Was a run on. He's unable to get it up and over the top. There was an opportunity there, I think, if he would have just put it into that space in the corner over Ferrer's head. But instead he chose to try to maintain possession, which isn't a terrible thing if you are in the game a little bit more. But at this point in time, I think as direct as Menomoine can play to try and get in, the better. As it is, 5-0 Hudson. 53rd minute of play. Menomoine getting a little bit of possession. And there I go, sticking my foot in my mouth again. What a nice job by Douglas. God, he's just had a nice game tonight. Vergara, wide to Biederman. Biederman kind of keeps himself on sides, takes 1 touch inside 1 defender, fights off the challenge of another, unable to take care of a third. It's a lot to ask for a player to get around 3, 4, or 5 defenders. Looked like he might have had some opportunities to either put a shot on frame or maybe find one of his teammates. He's a little bit prefers the left foot though. Looks like he was trying to cut it back onto that for the shot. Couldn't quite make it happen. Blackman in to Lean. Lean takes 1 touch. Looks like he's going to go up over the top to Newton, and it squirts through for him. Works out well for him there. Looking for Vergara. The goalie's reading that all the way. You can see before that pass was even played, he'd stepped out and was looking to cut it off. Not quite sure that's what he wanted to do with that, but Menomoine's able to maintain possession after Biederman can't quite collect it there, the outside of his left foot. Substitutions coming into the game for the Mustangs. If you're just joining us, we are bringing you this evening Big Rivers Conference boys soccer between the Menomoine Mustangs visiting here at Hudson Middle School and the host Hudson Raiders. Hudson really dominated the first half and are leading now with a score of 5-0. It's been that way since halftime. We're about 10 minutes into the second half here. And though Menomine's had more touches on the ball, I don't know that you could...
Number 14, Matthew Jaquaz, and number 21, Forrest Strong.
I don't think you could say, pardon me, that Menomine's had any real possession of significance, and that's got to be onside. My mistake, offsides Hudson. You like the idea, though. There was a gaping hole in the center of the Menomoine defense. Vergara recognized it. Fantastic pass through. Just missed the timing. And that's the danger the Menomine's in now, is they need to press, they need to get a high line, try and win the ball and keep it in the Hudson half. And that's going to expose them to those through balls and Hudson's superior athleticism. Nice little toucher on Douglas there. Unable to touch it on the second time, though, as Douglas fights off 1, now 2. Able to touch it to Blackman. Blackman looks to go back to Douglas and works out. Oh, Biederman unable to get his head on it, but can he win it with pressure? Nice pressure. Just keeps fighting, won't let the turn. Prevents the turn and finds Prater. Prater right away looking to play it over the top. And Vergara coming in hard, wisely avoids the goalie. Nice job. That was a little bit off. Oh, nice little Nice little settle there. He just couldn't quite connect with his teammate. And here it looks like we got a 1-on-4. Ken Mountain, Sean Mountains is able to get in there and win the ball. Nice job. Sean is, of course, the brother of his more famous sister, Paige. Done a real nice job tonight, has he? Ball bouncing around a little bit. Lean wisely clears it out and keeps it in. Nice job by George Noonan on the head there. Settles it nicely. And can they stay on side? Not Vergara right now, that's for sure. He's able to check back on. Griff Zacharias, Biederman looking to stand. So again, that's gonna. Oh, Vergara is onside though. Referee needs to keep his flag down there. Vergara touches around the defender. Really nice job. Oh, looking to chip it. Looks to flick it with the outside of his foot. That was a nice job by the assistant referee, and a nice job initially there by Vergara. You can see it looks like there was a couple Hudson players that were in offside positions when the ball was played. They did not touch the ball, and so therefore it was not offsides. Vergara maintained.
For the Raiders, number 24, Drew Oscar Hughes.
Rather.
Number 6, Cole Little.
Vergara was able to keep himself in onside position. He ran from a little bit of a deeper spot, and so when the ball was played, he was on sides.
Menomoine Mustangs, number 12, Trevor Anderson.
And I thought he did a fantastic job with a little outside the foot cut there to turn the defender, and he put himself in a position. He was trying to then kind of chip it, flick it with the outside of his right foot, and that's a difficult piece of skill. He was doing it at pace, and he just quite couldn't find it. Nice job by Vergara. Good attempt. I think those chances are going to be there for him, especially with the work that he's putting in right now. Pressure there by Osterhuis, who's just back into the game, is going to result in a corner kick for the Raiders. 58 minutes in, 5-0 Hudson. Looking to add to that score with a corner kick here. Excuse me. Drop it off to Ferrer. Ferrer takes one touch. Is he going to fire? Oh, good pressure by the defender. So he forces Ferrer to cut into his less preferred left foot. And there's another defender there in a good cover position to win the ball away. Cleared up by Menomoine, but Mountains are waiting there for it. And he right away switches it over to Douglas. Douglas dropping back. Nice turn. Takes the space given to him. Flicks it over the top looking for Osterhuis. Is Osterhuis going to be able to keep it in? And he is not. That's going to be a throw in for Menomoine. And looks like we're going to get Thomas Laraya coming in here, I believe, in a minute for the Raiders when they get their next opportunity to sub. And Nemi Spasic looks like he's coming up as well, reporting for the Raiders. So we'll get a couple substitutions here in a second. And we've got, looks like on the sideline, George Newton getting a little bit of treatment from the athletic trainer as well. Hudson now on the ball. Griff Zacharias over to Vergara. Vergara takes one touch and fires. I love the aggressiveness. He hasn't quite been able to connect. He's had a number of good thoughts and some good shots, but they just haven't been on frame right now.
Thomas Laraya. And number 16, Nemi Spasic.
Pardon me. Zacharias wins it, thinks about Biederman's run, plays it back to Blackman. Looks to go over the top, Vergara settles it with the deflected ball. Nemi Spasic gets his first touch on it. He's in a good position, just couldn't quite collect it. And now it's a little bit dangerous, bouncing around in the Menomoine box there. Hudson's got pressure on the ball. Osterhuis is going to be able to win it back, it looks like. Rather lets it run out for a throw-in. And with a substitution, looks like that's Luke Johnson coming into the game here for the Raiders.
For Hudson, number 1, Luke Johnson.
60th minute. Looks like Coach Solom is going into his bench to give some time to his substitute players. Here, the game pretty comfortably in control. Nice opportunity for some of those younger players to get some time at the varsity level, get some experience, and show Coach what they're capable of doing. It's Cole Little there. Back to Ferrer. Ferrer, one touch, and he fires from distance. It looks like it had the power, but it didn't quite have the aim. He pushed that quite wide for a Menomoine goal kick.
In for Hudson, number 20, Tristan Lyons.
Tristan Byer in for the Raiders, or Tristan Lyons, depending on who you are. Byer with the pressure. Byer with the pressure. Nice composed pressure. And referee raises his flag. Looks like he got caught up in the feet of the defender there. Foul on the Raiders. It's a nice night for some football, that's for sure. As you've got Hudson booster football going on in the background. You can hear the whistles or see the lights there. Everyone's outside enjoying some form of football. Thomas Lorai on the ball. Head up. Looked like he was looking maybe for Biederman, center forward now. And Menomoine here with an opportunity. Ferreira tracking back, wins the ball. Luke Johnson there steps up nicely. And Griff Zacharias is on it. Looks like they're going to be off and running. Byer's looking for it. But Griff's just going to keep taking the space that they're giving, and that's over to Byer. Byer takes one touch. He's going to be able to get a crossover. Crosses the ball. That's on the far post. Oh, Osterhuis almost able to get a head on it again on the far post run there. Spasic picks the ball up, drops it off to Little. Little looking there for Loria, but he can't quite connect on it. Nice stop. Ball does go out for a Hudson throw-in. They're going to take it quick to Osterhuis. Osterhuis takes one touch, tries to flick it over the defender. Looks like it just stays outside. Is he able to keep it in? Yes, he is. No, he's not. Pardon me. It's going to be thrown for Menomoine. Substitution for the Mustangs. We are in the 62nd minute of play here at Hudson, 63rd, minute of play here at Hudson Middle School. Big Rivers Conference Boys Soccer, Hudson Raiders, Menomoine Mustangs.
And for Menomoine, number 13, Ethan Brown.
Ferreira on the ball for the Raiders. Sells it nicely back to Luke Johnson. He's playing that deep sort of sweeper position. Little up to Osterhuis, and they're off and running here. Can Osterhuis get across in the box, get a couple guys running? Nice job tracking back there and taking up that good defensive position there by number 7 for Menomoine. Isaac Arstead did a nice job there. Menomoine able to maintain a little bit of possession on the ball, and oh, great step by Little. Oh, Osterhuis trying to sneak it around, but that's a fantastic job there by the outside defender. Arstead. And here come Menomoine. Look, they got opportunities for numbers if they can get through here. Luke Johnson's in a good position, though. He's going to win the ball, touch it. Oh, just can't quite connect with Little, but Little's able to keep it in. And he's just going to carry it. Oh, no, cuts it back. He's got Zacharias in support. Zacharias takes one touch, two touch, cuts it back. Fends off the physical challenge. He's really able to hold the ball well against that, but then really gives the ball away. Fortunate for him, a bad touch. Zacharias picks it up, swings it this time. A little bit wild, but with the amount of space there, no big deal. Blackman able to pick it up comfortably, touch to Ferreira, makes a little run, that's to Loria. Loria looks like he missed his touch, but that worked out okay. Over to Zacharias. This is better by Hudson. A little bit more controlled, a little bit more patient. They got a little aggressive there, and everything was trying to go over the top, and it was a little wild. And Osterhuis is off to the races here. Can he find Byer? Byer looks like he's got inside, but no. Actually, it was a nice job there. I take that back. Nice job by the defender there, 18, Toby Reedman. Byer was making a far post run, and Reedman had good position on him there, and a nice job as well to prevent the cross from getting in.
Hudson, Sean Mountain.
Mountain back in for Chase Blackman. Oh, nice little turn by Laura. Oh, going for probably one turn too many. Excuse me that. And back to Byer. Byer head up, looks for the split, finds Spasic, or for Loria, pardon me. Loria, oh, looking for Mountain. Say, a nice attempt at some build up there. Just kind of had a missed touch. Oh, we got a substitution in. Looks like Vergara's coming in for the Raiders, and looks like maybe number 4, Braden Cadlick for the Mustangs. Griff Zacharias going off. They're going to drop Nemi Spasic in, holding midfield. Ask him to be a little bit more positionally sound.
In for the Mustangs, number 4, Braden Cadlick.
Byer steps back to win it to Mountain. Mountain one touch. Spasic there jumping over from Byer. Takes a good push, and that's a pretty easy call for the referee. That was a push by Ethan Brown. Free kick for the Raiders. It is, looks like Biederman's over to take it, and Ferreira. Hudson going to put some men in the box here. Nice opportunity for them to try to extend that lead. Currently sitting at 5-0 in the 66th minute of play. This is Chuck Bublitz joining you from Hudson Middle School. Free kick for the Raiders. Zach Biederman over to Dylan Ferrer. Nicely done. What can Ferrer do with it? Oh, the touch is just too much for him. It does go out for a corner kick, but the initial pass there and the initial overlap run was nicely executed by the Raiders, and then Ferrer just, I think, had more space than he was probably expecting and got a little heavy on that first touch. Again, this is Chuck Bublitz. I'm here at Hudson Middle School in Hudson, Wisconsin for a Big Rivers Conference soccer match. Biederman with a corner kick. Far post. Looks like Spasic was going to be, excuse me, that wasn't Spasic, Lariah maybe. Luke Johnson plays it right back into the mix. Cleared off by, but not all the way out, and it's off to Osterhues. Osterhues splits two defenders. He takes a touch with his left foot, drives, it looks like, on goal, but it's blocked by the defender. Nice physical challenge there at the end, and it's going to be a corner kick for the Raiders. Great job by Osterhues splitting the defenders. Right away looked to put the ball on frame. Good job by the defender stepping up. I believe that was 22 there. Fenton to deflect the shot. Vergara, high looping corner kick way to the penalty spot. Byer gets a touch on it, but not a good one. But the ball's still in play. Can Byer get back on it? No, he can't. Cleared all the way out. And who's going to win that ball? Nemi Spasic run. Touches it back. Sean Mountain's right there for it. And he looks to play right away up to Byer. He can't get a touch on it, but it still works out where he'd probably want it to go to Spasic. Spasic's touch is, oh, what a nice little exchange here. What a great combination play by the Mustangs. But, just can't put that third pass together. It's been the struggle for them all night. Sliding it through. Oh, that was it. Vergara saw the run. Mountain saw the run. So you got to be able to just get in that space behind the defense instead of placing it perfectly on the foot. Try to make it too perfect. It typically ends up finding defenders. Throwing for the Raiders. Leading 5-0 in the 68th minute. Zach Biederman back to Nemi Spasic. Sells it off his hip to Sean Mountain. Swings it over to Dylan Ferreira. There's Coach Solom reminding his players not to get greedy. You can see as the second unit of the Raiders has come in, the cohesive movement has decreased a little bit. There's a lot of fantastic effort coming from these players, working hard, but the lack of, what a fantastic shot by Zach Biederman. My goodness, he can just line it up on that left foot by like nobody else. Great save by goalkeeper Tyler Burr. Ask a lot of questions there, Zach Biederman did to the goalie, and the goalie was up to the task this time. Nice job. As I was saying, you can see that the cohesive interplay when the Raiders have the ball just isn't there. The movement isn't as crisp. It's not as coordinated. Biederman with a corner kick, really well struck. God, he just hits the ball so nice off his left foot. That's almost going to fall in. Is it going to fall? Osterhues lines it up, and just like he pulled back at the last second and sliced across the ball instead of through it. The effort, though, from the Raiders has been good here. You can see a lot of individual players working hard, giving their best effort, and that's all you can ask for. Goal kick as far as Vergara. Nice job with the defender stepping in there. Good pressure by Byers. He's going to win the ball. Gives a little bit of a physical challenge, enough to put the player off and win a throw in for the Raiders. Looks like Byers going to take it. Looking for Biederman over everyone's head. Out for another Raider throw in. Lariah's over there. Gets the, oh, nope, it's going to be Mountain. No, it's going to be Biederman. We're just going to play underhanded catch for a while, apparently. I'm going to wait till the ball's thrown in to confirm. All appearances lead to me to believe it will, in fact, be Zach Biederman. Lariah misses the header, but it falls to Vergara. Gets a shot. Oh, and there's a goal! In the 70th minute of play, Santi Vergara gets on the score sheet with a nice finish after Menomoine is just really unable to clear the ball.
Santi Vergara.
So I think that's a fully deserved goal. It probably wasn't the prettiest opportunity that he had, but credit for a good finish as the ball really bounced right to him and he was in a position, body shape was ready, where he could just flick it right into the side of the net, didn't panic, tucked it in, and I think, again, his body of work tonight, the effort, the attitude, the skill is absolutely warranted a goal. So well deserved for Vergara. So we've got now 70 minutes of play, 20 left. Hudson comfortably in control, 6-0 over Menomoine. Hudson led 5-0 at halftime. started in the 7th minute when Sam Schultz had a open. Here we go. Do we have another chance? Here's Tristan Byer. He's buying one. He takes it off the knee. Oh, and what a fantastic recovery. What a really nice job there by number 22, Jacob Fenton. Tristan Byer looked like he was in, and he was ready to strike the ball into the back of the net. But some fantastic effort there from the Menomoine defenders. First to challenge Byer, force him to be able to take a touch and not strike it first time, and then secondly to get in the way of his shot. Beat him in here with a corner kick. Well struck, looking into the middle of the box. There's really nobody there though for the Raiders. He seems to pretty consistently be able to put it in that spot, and they're not running to it. Menomoine try and build and clear it out of the back, unable to. Throwing for Biederman. Hudson again, where they've spent most of the game, deep in Menomine's half, all the way back to Ferreira. Just light pressure. You'd hope that Menomoine, that forward would be working a little harder to pressure the ball, and he's just not right now. Vergara looking to flick it over. Pinballs around a little. Spasic chests it. Oh, nicely to Osterhus. Tries to shield off the defender. Menomoine clears it out, but only as far as Ferreira. He's directing traffic here. Little, tell him to make the run. It's not on. Turns around. Maintains possession. Drops it all the way back to Mountain. Mountain, nobody. Oh, yeah, nice split there. Lariah takes up a nice little pocket of space there in front of the defense. It falls back to Lariah, takes a deflection, and that's going to be a goal! 7-0 in the 72nd minute. Thomas Lariah. Ball took a deflection, but ended up in the back of the net thanks to Lariah's effort.
Scoring for the Raiders, number 4, Thomas Lariah. Assisted by number 10, Santi Vergara.
The bearded official, as he is called, Kyle Flanagan, giving the official assist to Santi Vergara. So that's Lariah from Vergara in the 72nd minute, and it is 7-0 Raiders. Nice job, Lariah. Looked like he was striking a little bit more for the far post there, but it took a deflection. Wrong foot of the goalie, and went a little bit more near post. And here come the Raiders again. Osterhus touches around one. Back to Vergara. Looked like they were looking for a little 1-2 exchange there that just couldn't quite connect on. Back to Little. To Ferreira. Ferreira comfortably controlling. Plays it up the line, looking for Little. Little gets a touch on. Ball goes out of play, and it's going to be a throw-in for Menomoine. If you are just tuning in, or you've checked out to get a soda, maybe some popcorn, beef jerky perhaps, we are in the 72nd minute here of this Big Rivers Conference Boys soccer match. This is Chuck Bublitz with you at Hudson Middle School. Hudson Raiders against the Menomoine Mustangs. Hudson's leading 7-0. 5 goals came in the first half, first of which was in the 7th minute by Sam Schultz. Individual effort, fantastic shot from outside the box. In the 12th minute, Willie Douglas scored unassisted when he stepped up, won the ball, and was able to dribble through a couple players. He doubled that tally of his in the 14th minute off an assist from Quinn Zacharias. Assistant flag up here. Looks like we've got offsides. The score was 4-0 after 32 minutes when Drew Osterhus took a absolutely beautiful cross from Santi Vergara after Vergara really put in a great effort to keep the ball in play, and Osterhus headed it from the near post across to the far post, across the face of the goal and in. In the 45th minute, at the very, very bitter end of the first half, Dylan Ferrer picked up the ball deep in his own half, looked up, saw the Menomoine line up high, and just blasted it over the top to Willie Douglas, who absolutely recognized it quickly and got off a run to get through in and behind the defense. He was in alone on goal and just let the goalkeeper come out of position, tucked it into the back of the net, calm and cool for a hat trick to close out the first half. Santi Vergara scored. Thomas Lariah scored in the second half. 2 minutes apart, 70th and 72nd minute. We're now in the 74th minute. Menomoine just made a couple substitutions here, and they have a goal kick. It's only going to go as far as Vergara. Looks like he was trying to flick it over possibly Osterhus. Spasic settles it to Ferreira. Ferreira up to Drew Osterhus again. Back to Ferreira. Hudson building nicely here. Ferreira looking over the top. He's got 2 guys unmarked. Just a little bit too far for Byer. Is Barry capable? No, he is not. Excuse me. Nice job by Ferreira recognizing there were 2 players there on the far side that were completely unmarked. They kind of were taking up the same space. I'd like to see one of them, maybe Byer there is playing out on the right side, come from a little bit of a wider position so that he can run in at it as opposed to having to chase it down. But nonetheless, nice recognition from Ferreira of that numbers up situation. Really just wide open player at the back post. Good attempt for the Raiders. Mountain back on the ball. Unable to clear it out. Some good talk there, trying to go through. Oh, just struggling there. That's a good no call by the referee. Ball played the hand, happening in the first half for Menomoine. Menomoine now stringing a couple different passes together, but they just don't have anybody up top. There's nobody there. About 5 guys standing flat across the middle of the field. Just didn't have any shape offensively. Luke Johnson wins the ball. Really just cleared it out. Jurassius, nice attempt to control it. And nice effort to get goal side, get good defensive positioning. When the ball back for Gar's going to take one touch. Can he? Nope. Drop it back. Is he going over the top? Oh, really fantastic job. There was a couple 3 players that were onsides and ready to go. And that's got to be onside. That absolutely is onside. Zach Biederman running in. Tristan Byers well ahead of his defender. Can Biederman find him? Biederman's got his left foot. Looks like he maybe took 1 touch too many, but it doesn't matter when you can shoot like that. What a fantastic job by Zach Biederman. Chips it over the goalkeeper, making it look easy. 8-0 Raiders. 75th minute. Zach Biederman gets on the score sheet.
Scoring for Hudson, number 18, Zach Biederman.
Really nice job. It looked like if he would have played maybe a first-time ball or an early ball over there, Bayer had to step on his defender at the far post. Instead, Biederman elected to keep it, take a couple extra touches, and set up that magical left foot with that little chip over the top of the keeper. Really, the route's on now. Hudson's emptied its bench, and Menomoine's done. You got to admire the effort. They're fighting hard. They're doing their best. That's all that you can ask from a team. But at this point in time, it's just become a horse race. Hudson's just a little bit bigger and more athletic, and putting the ball over the top and showing it off. The finer possession and more intricate passing and movement to the first half has gone in place of what we're seeing right here, which is over the top and just bigger, faster guys being bigger and faster. Fantastic job there. Really great effort by the Menomoine defense to keep that one, to keep Osterhuis from getting through there. It's a good response for Hudson. They'd lost their past 2 games to Middleton and then rather surprisingly to New Richmond. It was pretty bitter defeat last night, and the team understandably was not real happy about it. But I thought the effort by the first team, nice little up back through opportunity there, just couldn't quite time it right. As I was saying, it was not the result that the Hudson players or coaches were looking for yesterday. And that'll happen from time to time, but the question is, when things don't go your way, how do you respond? And I thought the Raiders really did a fantastic job responding. Their first team in the first half played a really fantastic brand of soccer. There was movement off the ball. It was quick play. They were limiting their touches. They were finding each other. The passes were crisp. The passes were accurate. They were playing aggressive. They were playing smart and composed. And that's a credit to the team, that's a credit to the players, and that's a credit to the coaches to be able to respond to a tough loss and really play good soccer against an inferior opponent. Ferreira settles the ball and then kind of just settles it up for whomever. Lariah gets his head on the ball, falls to the Mustangs. 1 touch, open, here we go. Can they get an opportunity on goal? At this point in time, if you're Menomoine, you're looking for whatever kind of consolation you can get. Can you get a shot? Can you get a goal? Cheeky little defending there by Spasic. Settled in there by Little. Spasic comes back, fighting hard. Good aggressive play, good aggressive fair play. Love to see that at the high school level. And falls to the forward. Ferrer's just waiting there to pick his pocket. That's really classy defending. That's what you want to see from your captain. He was completely in control of that situation the whole time. Here's Sean Mountain to Biederman. Biederman takes 1 touch, touches it into pressure though. He's able to win it back to his credit. Maybe you want to see him playing in the center of the field, touching it away from pressure and recognizing that he had the opportunity to turn there. But you like the recovery effort there. You lose the ball, you go get it back. Spasic. Nice look. Coach Solom imploring the team to switch play, not play into the pressure, not play into the number situation that benefits the Mustangs. And that's what's great about these opportunities here, is you get players that don't get as much time on the field to see some of those game situations and game speed and learn and grow as players. Throw on for the Mustangs. Nice step up by Spasic. Nice touch to Vergara, and here's the run for Osterhuis. Perfectly split. Good job by that defender. Ooh, that was, I thought initially maybe going a little more goalward than it in fact was, but nice effort there. I believe that was Nate Frank. They're tracking back. Excuse me. Corner kick for the Raiders.
Funny if you just started doing like push-ups.
80th minute now, 10 minutes left. Ooh, that took a little bit of a deflection, a couple little deflections. I don't know if the Raiders got any touch on that. Squirted all the way through, and it's going to be a throw-in for the Raiders. Right away, Osterhuis is there. And Byers a little bit unsure, looks like, but Lariah comes over. It's over his head. Falls. Can it fall to Vergara? Oh, he gets one touch. It's going to fall to Lariah. Oh, what a fantastic shot. Oh, my goodness, what a strike. Holy cow. That landed for him, and man, did he take that chance when it came to him. What a great strike. He had a great view of it, hopefully on camera here. He took it a little bit half volley on the bounce. Struck it cleanly, drove it into the far post. So in the 80th minute, Lariah nets his second off of just a really nice little volley there. Ball fell to him, and it's one thing for it to fall to you, it's another thing for you to convert that, and man, did he convert it. Fabulous piece of technical skill there by Lariah, and he's rewarded with a goal. It is now 9-0 for the Raiders. Ball given right away. Byer looking to dribble one, looking to, yeah, this is just, that's just a glory run there for Byer. See if he can dribble the whole team. Everyone's getting goal hungry. Everyone wants to score that 10th right now for the Raiders. Good job by Luke Johnson being in a good spot there. Mountain there, nobody pressuring the ball. Nobody there for, crowd cheering Corey Denning's first competitive touch there. Oh, his mom's happy about it. Everyone's happy for him. Luke Johnson here now, taking that space, head up, looking for an option. Nothing really there. Plays over Sean Mountain. He gets switched it all the way back to Ferreira. Captain, calm, cool, and in control in the back there. Taking his time, cuts one defender. Splits Lariah, our double goal scorer, touches it right to Spasic. Here we go again. Off to the races. That one goes a little bit further than maybe Spasic was looking for. Picked up by the goalie there for the Mustangs. 81st minute. Hudson leading 9-0 in our Big Rivers Conference boys soccer match here. Hudson looking very much like the top team in the conference, imposing their will in the first half, really technically and tactically, and in the second half a little bit more here physically, but that's the quality of this Hudson squad. They have the capability both physically and tactically to win games. But I was impressed with the way that in the first half they did so with their technical ability on the ball and with the tactics that both individual players had, as well as the combination, the way the team was able to combine passing and their movement to build that 5-goal first half lead. Looking to match that here now in the second half. Can they score 5 in each half? Zach Biederman strikes the ball. He was looking to pick out that upper corner there, but just pushes it wide. Solom still coaching the team up there, looking to help those second-tier players, those bench players, learn to play as effectively as the first team does. Ball back into play here. 8 minutes left. Drew Osterhuis to Santi Vergara. Vergara, tough physical challenge there. He's able to hold that off. Looks to slot it through there. Falls to Ferreira. Ferreira touches one. Ferreira touches two. Slides through for Byer. Unable to do it. That was an unselfish play. Ferreira looked like he probably had an opportunity there to shoot the ball. Spasic lets it go to Johnson. Johnson over to Little. Little takes one touch. Head up. Looks to Osterhuis. Osterhuis looking. There's a nice little run there from Vergara, showing for ball. Can't connect with it. Spasic. Ooh, nice little 1-2 to Biederman. Biederman doesn't have really any options up there. No one's showing for the ball. Spasic knocks it to Vergara. Vergara gets a touch. Looking to flick it over to Osterhuis. And one by Menomoine. Up to their single forward, Lewandowski, who's able to get a touch on it and maintain possession here. Lewandowski dribbling a couple. Great step by, what a nice job by Lariah to split those defenders, and he's off and running. Looks to flick it up and over to Vergara. One touch there. Oh, and it falls to Vergara. He cuts one defender, looking to score a heck of a goal. That's what he's doing. 83rd minute. Well struck, far post. And that, as the Germans would say, meine Damen und Herren, ist das Spiel. After 83 minutes, the game is called with a 10-0 scoreline.
Thanks for coming out, folks. We'll see you next time.
So, to recap, after 83 minutes of play, the game is called with a 10-0 scoreline. The scoring happened as follows. In the 7th minute, Sam Schultz scored. That was followed by goals in the 12th and 14th minutes by Willie Douglas. The second assisted by Griff Zacharias. In the 32nd minute, Drew Osterhues scored off an assist from Santi Vergara. And the scoring in the first half closed out when Willie Douglas scored off an assist from Dylan Ferreira in the 45th minute. The second half was scoreless until the 70th minute when Santi Vergara scored his first goal. That was followed up by a 72nd minute goal by Thomas Laraya, assisted by Vergara, a 75th minute goal by Zach Biederman, an 80th minute goal by Thomas Laraya, and in the 83rd minute, Vergara scores to close out the game 10-0. Thanks again. This has been Chuck Bublitz with you from Hudson Middle School. Thank you for joining us for our Big Rivers Conference boys soccer match. Have a great night, and we will see you next time.